Alright, so today I'm going to be replacing this old Honeywell Brockman water reducing valve, water pressure regulator, D06F series. And I tried to, it's been dripping out quite a while out the side adjuster here. And basically the diaphragm went bad inside. So I called Honeywell, because I prefer not to change the whole thing. I prefer to do it the easy way and just change the parts. And this is the part number they recommended. Talked to the guy. However, there is two parts, or at least if you search on the internet, there's two parts that look, completely different. This one, the one that I need, has a cone end, and this one has like a flat, more of a flat end. And plus the diameter on this one is smaller versus the one that's inside there, the one that I guess is a cone-shaped end on this side. I harvest, so without, the only way to know is crack it open and see what's going on, and of course it's the wrong part. And what I did, tried to reassemble it, and of course the leak was even worse. It was spraying out. It was a nightmare. So I just harvest the ripper diaphragm off of this one and kind of double stacked it. It wasn't an ideal situation, but just to get me by, it did stop the leak from getting real bad. It's just dripping just a little bit before it would fill a bucket at least a day. I know it's crazy, but I've been kind of busy and just kind of lazy, I guess. And but it did raise the pressure up to 75, which is on the higher end, but it's kind of in the safe zone. You don't really want to go 80 or above, but I'm just going to replace it with the Wilkins 1-inch 70XL DU double union, what the DU stands for. And as you see here, this is a single union at the bottom. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take this part off, take these parts off. I'm going to try to save this end, and this ball valve down here, this gate valve, needs to be replaced. It's just a nightmare. It's scary looking. It's no good anymore. So try to take that off and put a ball valve, and probably just cut this off and desolder that or whatever. Put it on. This thing is basically I guess they don't make parts for this anymore. Or they do, or they don't sell the right parts, or they changed it during a certain year. This is 1984 original, so let's see what we could do. Okay, first thing you want to do before you shut the water off at the street, make sure everyone has a chance to use the bathroom before you shut the water off. Very important, because this may take you a while. And what you want to do after you shut the water off at the street, open up a faucet inside the house, and if you have a two-story house, open up a faucet upstairs as well. Have a bucket or a pail ready to drain the water out of the system right here, relieve the pressure. Key thing with soldering is you want to make sure there's no water in the pipe and that your copper fittings and everything is very clean. See, I'm just assembling everything, taking my time. I chose to unsolder the gate valve at the bottom there, coming out the concrete, because I didn't have a lot of room to work with. Wanted to save as much pipe at the bottom there as possible. So I'm just trying, right here, I'm just trying to achieve that 5-inch opening between the two male connections. Okay, so I kind of soldered this up. Not the prettiest thing, but it does. I do believe it's going to hold water. So between these two pipes, there's basically 5 inches dead on. So now I put some Teflon tape on here, clockwise. So now what you need to do is try to do this with one hand. Hold on, y'all. This goes in like this. Like this. This would go on like this. You can let this nut go down for now. Screw this down. Now they do put some grips on here. Not sure if they want you to grab that with pliers, or because right here, this top surface is where the gasket would go. You put the gasket and then put the valve in. Pay attention to the arrow, the flow of the water going in the house, and then screw down on the nut there. Same thing on the top. The top is going to be a little more difficult fighting this nut in your way. Make sure to get the nut on first before you do anything. Okay, got these two flanges on, for lack of a better word right now. You do mar it a little bit, but that's, you don't really have to worry about marring it. I mean, looks like maybe they want you to grab it here, but I would be concerned about, you know, messing up this surface with sharp edges and stuff. So I would prefer to grab it here. It's up to you, do whatever you want, but go like that. Got the nut up here. This is just my install here. Pay attention to the arrows, or the arrow. It's double-sided. So slide it in, put your gasket like so, slide the nut on, and put the gasket up there, and tighten the nuts. Put a backup wrench on the regulator. Have it in the position that you want. Which way you're going to face it? I think I'm going to face it this way, or frontwards. I'm not sure yet, but basically that's it. We'll show you the rest. Okay, so just got it done here. Got these are basically hand tight nuts. Now you want to put a backup wrench on here. Any big pliers or a pipe wrench. And a big, this is, I don't know, what is this, a 10 inch pipe wrench. Some big channel locks. Maybe like the 12-inch channel locks will do. And put a backup wrench right down here, and tighten the nuts. And now you don't want to go too tight where you completely destroy those gaskets. I mean, you do want it snug, so it's just a balancing act, and you don't want leaks, of course. And put be generous with the Teflon tape. Yeah, about 6 turns with some decent Teflon tape. In other words, no Harbor Freight Teflon tape would be good. So go ahead, and we'll go ahead and do that here. Finish up tightening this guy. And I decided to put it on the side here so it's not in the way. And we have good access on this side versus this side. We have this drain pipe here. So, or you could use a big crescent wrench. This is a 12-inch and it's too small, so you're gonna have to go bigger than 12. Would be ideal. Pliers tends to mess things up a little bit, chews things up. Already went a little bit with on this already. Okay, we'll stay right there, and we'll readjust the wrench here. It's the best position for us. I don't claim to be an expert, guys, okay? We're all in this together. We're all in this world together, guys. Nice, we'll snug it up a little more. It also helps that I'm not that strong, so that way I won't distort these gaskets. Okay, that's good. I think I'll go a little more up here. Just a little. We'll just check on it. It's in grip with these pliers. Okay, we'll go like that. We'll stay like that. Say a prayer. Hopefully there won't be any leaks. If there is, you just may need to tighten up these nuts. So we'll see how it goes. Let's see how it goes here. Okay, I turned the water at the street on very slowly. Turned it halfway. Let it flow in the house. And turn it on all the way. Had someone, watch it over here. Just being cautious, inspect for leaks, because if you saw a leak or something really bad, I could turn it off at the street real quick. Everything was good. And so supposedly these are set for 50 psi at the factory. So let's go. I bled the house of all the, all the air in the lines, open all the faucets and all that. So let's go see what we have. Okay, this is the faucet. It's directly, the regulator's right behind there, so this is the closest faucet to it. It's real close. This is a pressure gauge from Home Depot, and this actually doesn't, this needs to be fixed. It's actually leaking by a little bit. So let's bleed it off there. And like I said, supposedly it's set at 50 from the factory. Okay, so we'll turn it on. And this gauge is hard to read, so each line is 4. So 44, 48, not 44. Yeah, so it's about 48, close to 50. So it all depends what you like. We were kind of enjoying the higher pressure from earlier. So we'll set it, we're going to set it about 65. So about a little past 60 there. Okay, to set the pressure, loosen this nut here. Forgive the bad camera work. Loosen that nut, back it off, and you're going to want to turn this bolt in to increase pressure. So we'll go ahead and turn it in. We'll go one full turn to see where that gets us. If I had a ratchet with a socket on it, that would probably be better. But we'll guesstimate one turn. Something like that. Well, now let's go see. Okay, that brought us close to 60. So we'll go 2 more turns and see where that gets us. Okay, we turned it 2 more turns, and as you can see, that's a little more than I wanted, a little more pressure than I want. So I'll probably back it off a half a turn and unscrew this and bleed off some of the water out of the system and turn it back on. Okay, we'll turn off the faucet, take off the gauge here, and we'll bleed out some water to relieve the pressure, the higher pressure that we didn't want. Run about, whatever, a gallon or so. Okay, we'll put this on. And you can get these gauges at Home Depot, Lowe's. They're about 10 bucks. It's worth it. It's worth the investment. And you see there, we are about, yeah, we are right there. We are about, I would say we're about 65. Let's turn it on all the way. We are about 65, 66. Actually, depends how you look at it. And then just screw back your lock nut there. Use a crescent wrench. Lock it in place. You don't need to go crazy. But we'll just snug it. That's good. The instructions that come with this guy. This is the 1 inch and then the 3/4 inch. There's instructions that come with it are a complete joke. There's really no instructions. There's the troubleshooting chart or whatever, but they don't tell you what the opening should be between the two fittings. Between the two fittings, like I said, up here and down here, like I said, you want about between the distance between those two, you want 5 inches of open space. So however you get to that point, you know, just in your pipe, you know, you have to have extra pipe or whatever supplies you need. Just buy them all, buy extra, you know, because you don't want to, you know, have to go back to Home Depot, Lowe's, and get the pieces you need. Just buy extra, and then whatever you don't use, return it. Kind of saves drama a little bit there. So you want 5 inches. I even called Wilkins. They didn't. The lady that answered the phone, she didn't sound very knowledgeable. She was just reading off the instructions that had not so useful information in it. It didn't really help me. So again, you want 5 inches. Shout out to Sparky Channel for his video on that. So I was just thinking, because he had a 3/4 inch, and I was just thinking, this is a 1 inch, and the spec sheet is a little smaller according to the specs sheet. So I was thinking it'd have to be a little smaller than 5 inches, but 5 inches is fine. So anyway, I hope this video helped you guys out. Whoever has a bad pressure regulator, now in the future, this could be unbolted and taken out. Leave these nuts will stay in there, what have you, and slap a new one in with the new rubber gaskets, and you're good to go.
Wow! Perfect!